Hello and welcome back to the channel where once again it's time for another first impressions video in my Dreamcast series. Today sees us taking a look at the motorboat racing game known as Hydro Thunder, which originally saw release in the arcades of February of 1999 before coming out as a launch title on the Dreamcast in North America in September of the same year, and then seeing a release in October in the PAL regions. It's worth pointing out it did also come out on the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64 several months later in March of 2000. So once you hit the main menu, you'll see there's not much to choose from. You've simply got game, option, which involves changing the sound effects and music levels. You can check the ranking scores and you can change the control pad configuration or load and save data.
Choose your track.
One thing you'll notice straight away from playing this game is the fact there's no menu music, and it makes the game feel very hollow straight away. At the start of the game, you've got a choice of 3 courses and 3 vehicles, with more being unlocked as you progress through the game.
Damn the torpedoes!
So if you are completely new to my first impressions videos, what I do is I play through a game for around about an hour that I've not really put any meaningful time into previously, and then summarise my first impressions based on visual, sound, how it plays, content and lifespan, and ultimately whether I think it's a title that I'm going to come back to and play more of, and then awarding it a final grade based on its first impressions.
Extended.
So like always, I'm going to start with visuals first, and I think for a launch title on the system, Hydro Thunder actually looks relatively good. It's quite clear and crisp, it's quite bright and colourful, and it is visually appealing. I think there's a fair bit of variety in all of the different boats that you can control and all the courses that you race on as well, so you don't get bored when you're going from course to course thinking that they look too similar. As well as this, the game runs really good as well. I didn't notice any visual pop-up or slowdown when I was playing it, something that I couldn't say about Sega Rally 2 because that had that peeling style pop-up in the distance. In this regard, Hydro Thunder's actually really good, and without a doubt it looks a lot better than both the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation versions. Now it's not perfect because it's not the most detailed of games. It does look a little bit simplistic in places, but I think overall for a launch title on the system, Hydro Thunder actually looks relatively good. But what I've done this week, just like I did with Shadow Man, is got some footage of both the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation version, so I thought we could have a little bit of a comparison.
Time extended. Time extended. Best time so far.
Now moving on to the sound effects and music, and it would be fair to say from my hour or so playing this game that Hydro Thunder definitely didn't blow me away in this area. Whilst the sound effects in the races for your boats and using the boost is all fine and dandy and it sounds pretty decent, the music in this game is, in my opinion, pretty rubbish. I think that would be the best way I can say it. It's got quite a bit of a jungle theme to it, but it just doesn't sound particularly good in my eyes. It's not very good to race to. The pieces of music aren't particularly long either, and it is just genuinely disappointing. I think that's just the best way I can put it. So of course what I'll do is give you some samples so you can see if you simply agree with me or not. Now, moving on to the gameplay next, and I think I'd be fair in saying that Hydro Thunder is just a fairly shallow arcade racer. It doesn't really have a whole lot of depth at all. In terms of the way it plays, it's pretty simple. You control your vehicle with the D-pad or the analog stick. You accelerate and brake with the R and L triggers. You can boost with the A button, and if you tap the brake and then the boost button, your vehicle can jump as well, and that pretty much is it. You can collect blue boosts and red boosts on the courses as well, and this will increase your boost gauge, with a blue one giving you 4 seconds of boost timer and a red one giving you 9 seconds. Once your boost gauge is empty, you cannot boost until you regain some charge. You've got a map in the top corner, you've got a speedometer in the top left corner. It functions fine, the HUD display is great, I haven't got any problems with it. It's just quite repetitive in all fairness. I don't really think there's a whole lot of depth here. Yes, the courses have got some shortcuts that you can take, and you'll need to master these to be able to place first in the harder races. I've no doubt about that, but it will get boring pretty quickly. It's not the kind of racing game that I could really sit there and play for an hour or two in one go, because I just feel it has this very samey feel. Regardless of the different tracks or vehicles, I think you're just going to get bored by playing it for a long period of time. So moving on to content and lifespan next, and the important thing here is the fact that Hydro Thunder on the Dreamcast has a 2-player split screen. Of course, I didn't sample it for the video, but I imagine it would run perfectly fine. In terms of the main 1-player game, like I said at the start of the video, you start with 3 vehicles and 3 courses. Come first, second or third on these easy courses, you'll unlock the medium courses and vehicles. Come first or second on all of these and you'll unlock the hard courses, and then finally win all of these and you'll unlock the bonus courses and vehicles. So it's got a good format to it and a good structure in that regard. The downside is, like I said, it's quite repetitive and there's no additional modes of play at all. So I feel once you've unlocked those final tracks and vehicles, you're probably just not going to want to play this game ever again. So I feel in terms of content and lifespan, Hydro Thunder is quite lackluster. So like always, that leaves me with my 2 final questions. Is Hydro Thunder a game I'm going to come back to and play more of and potentially complete? And what final grade am I going to give it? In terms of revisiting it, I'll be honest, because I don't think it's very likely I will. I actually find myself getting bored of it quite quickly, simply because it's repetitive. I think it's off-putting the fact it doesn't have any menu music at all as well, and the music in the game isn't particularly that good either. Now, in terms of a final grade, it's only going to score a D. I don't think it's that impressive overall, and whilst initially I thought it actually looks okay and it does play okay, the previous things I said just bring it down. So it's only scoring a D, the same as what Shadow Man and what Tomb Raider scored as well. But of course, these are just my thoughts and my thoughts alone. If yours differ, if you've got a higher opinion of Hydro Thunder, let me know with a comment down below like always. And as always, I will be back in the near future with another video. Goodbye for now.